The anime nobody asked for, but everyone needed. Picture this. It's 1995, and anime fans are expecting another flashy mecha show. Giant robots, clear-cut heroes, epic battles against alien invaders. Standard formula, right? Wrong. What they got instead was a 14-year-old boy having a complete mental breakdown while piloting humanity's last hope. And somehow, it changed everything. I'm talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion. And if you think you know this story, think again. The setup nobody saw coming. Here's the thing that blew my mind when I first discovered this. Hideaki Anno, the creator, was battling severe depression while making this show. He wasn't just writing about psychological trauma, he was living it. Every episode became his therapy session, broadcast to millions. But here's where it gets interesting. The studio executives thought they were funding a typical robot anime. They had no idea Anno was about to deconstruct the entire genre from the inside out. While other shows were asking, how do we make the robots cooler? Anno was asking, what if the pilot is too broken to save anyone? And that question broke the internet before the internet even existed, the explosion that changed everything. Most anime protagonists are power fantasies. They're confident, they grow stronger, they save the day. Shinji Ikari, this kid can barely save himself from his own thoughts. The genius move. Anno made this weakness the point. Think about it. In 1995, Japan was going through its lost decade. Economic collapse, social isolation, young people feeling abandoned by society. Sound familiar? Meanwhile, American audiences were dealing with their own crisis of meaning in the post-Cold War era. But here's what nobody talks about. Evangelion didn't just reflect these problems, it diagnosed them. The show's central theme, the hedgehog's dilemma, became a cultural phenomenon. People started recognizing their own fear of intimacy, their own tendency to hurt the ones they love while desperately needing connection. The psychological warfare now. Most anime would resolve this with a training montage and a power-up. Not Evangelion. Instead, Anno did something unprecedented. He made his protagonist's mental health the real battle. Every angel fight became a metaphor for internal struggle. Every victory felt hollow because Shinji remained broken, and audiences ate it up. Why? Because for the first time, an anime was speaking their language. Not the language of heroes and villains, but the language of anxiety, depression, and existential dread. The show's religious symbolism wasn't just aesthetic, it was asking fundamental questions about purpose, sacrifice, and what it means to be human. Questions that hit different when you're watching at AM, questioning your own life choices. The moment everything broke then came episodes 25 and 26. Oh boy, imagine this, you've invested 24 episodes in giant robot battles and mysterious angels. You're expecting an epic finale. Instead, you get a therapy session. Literally, the final 2 episodes take place almost entirely inside Shinji's head. The fan reaction was nuclear. Death threats, hate mail, demands for a real ending. But here's the plot twist nobody saw coming. Those episodes became the most talked about finale in anime history. They sparked debates in universities, inspired countless analyses, and proved that animation could be as psychologically complex as any live-action drama. Anno had done the impossible. He made his audience confront their own mental health through a medium they thought was just entertainment. The ripple effect, here's where the story gets really wild. The controversy forced Anno to create the end of Evangelion, the movie that gave fans their proper ending. Except this ending was even more disturbing than the original. It was Anno's direct response to the hate mail, and it was brutal. The result? Evangelion became the most influential anime of the 1990s. It spawned a generation of psychological anime that weren't afraid to go dark. Without Eva, we wouldn't have Serial Experiments Lain, Monster, or Paranoia Agent, but the influence went deeper than anime. The show's exploration of depression and anxiety helped normalize conversations about mental health in Japan, a society that traditionally avoided such topics. The modern revelation. Fast forward to 2021. Anno releases the final Evangelion movie, Thrice Upon a Time. And here's the kicker, it's hopeful. After 26 years, Anno finally lets his characters heal. Why does this matter? Because Evangelion's journey mirrors our own cultural journey with mental health. In 1995, we were just starting to acknowledge depression as a real issue. By 2021, we'd learned that healing is possible, that therapy works, that you don't have to stay broken. The anime nobody asked for became the anime that taught us it's okay to not be okay. The uncomfortable truth, here's what makes Evangelion truly revolutionary: it never lied to its audience. While other media promised easy answers, Eva said life is complicated. People are messy, and sometimes there are no clear victories. It presented depression not as a character flaw, but as a genuine struggle worthy of empathy. The payoff. Evangelion proved that audiences were hungry for authentic emotional content. It opened the door for countless creators to explore mental health, trauma, and the complexity of human relationships in their work. Why it still matters today, when mental health awareness is at an all-time high, Evangelion feels prophetic. It was addressing issues in 1995 that were still grappling with social isolation, the pressure of expectations, the fear of rejection, the difficulty of genuine connection. The show's lasting message: you don't have to be a perfect hero to be worthy of love and understanding. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit you need help. Evangelion wasn't the anime we asked for in 1995. We wanted escapism, power fantasies, simple stories of good versus evil. Instead, we got a mirror, an uncomfortable, necessary mirror that showed us our own struggles and told us we weren't alone. And maybe that's exactly what we needed all along. The revolution wasn't in the giant robots or the religious symbolism. It was in the radical idea that animation could be a vehicle for genuine psychological exploration, that a medium dismissed as just cartoons could tackle the deepest questions of human existence. Evangelion proved that sometimes the most important stories are the ones nobody thinks to ask for, the ones that change everything.